Hey, Chris, this is Fort Fischer. We spoke back on Friday. I wanted to confirm whether you had ever turned yourself in or whether something was resolved.
You're the news to share, right? Yeah. What do you call? I have not turned myself in. That's how I'm answering my cell phone. You might have gathered. You know what actually happened? I spoke to. I've had a little trouble finding an attorney. Not everybody's exactly anxious to defend me at this point. And so one attorney had dropped me, and I got in touch with another one last night. He ran me through the court system, and he says he doesn't see nothing for me in the court system. But the FBI tells me that there's a warrant for me out of UVA police, and while I don't think it's above the FBI to lie to me, I don't think that's what they lie to me about, right? So he's gonna this attorney of mine is going to call the Virginia authorities on Monday. And presuming that there is, in fact, a warrant for me, and I do believe that there will be, then I'm going to go turn myself in, and I look forward to my day in court. I read in the Boston Globe that I'm facing 2 felonies, and I'm looking at upwards of 20 years in prison if I'm convicted of these things. And so I'm keen on beating them.
Do you mind these comments being on the record?
That's perfectly fine. As a matter of fact, sure. Perhaps I should have mentioned it. I've been recording my calls since I've been down here. If you want, I'll send you my recording.
Okay, indeed. I'll be recording from here on out.
Okay.
Can you so with regards to the 2 charges, it's your opinion that you're not guilty of anything?
Well, I'm certain that I acted in self-defense, right? So, you know, my honest suspicion is like they're saying that the charges that they said in the Boston Globe were illegal use of gases and injury by caustic agent or explosive. Now, there's a picture of me pepper spraying a guy at like a brawl at UVA, right? And I've got to assume it's that because I certainly was not running around the Virginia University campus fucking pepper spraying innocent people, right? And so I'm assuming it's that. But if you look at that photo, I mean, this guy's coming right at me, and there's somebody else coming at me from the left too. So like, you know, I just sprayed that guy because I thought it was the least amount of force that I could use to stop the threat. The other option was for me to hit him with my fucking fist and break his stupid asshole teeth. You know, I figured that, you know, my police brand pepper spray that I keep on my keychain at all times, I figured that was like a less damaging thing for me to do to this commie prick who wanted to fucking hurt me.
Was he the first one to pepper spray you? Because you also got pepper sprayed. Were you?
I got pepper sprayed twice in as many days. Now I did. I pepper sprayed that guy, and then there was like I jumped into like a pile of people who had gotten on top of one of our guys, and then I saw some bitch with a expandable baton, and I tackled the woman who had the baton because I didn't want to hit her. I'm a fucking chivalrous guy after all. And when I tackled the woman with the baton, that's when I got bathed in pepper spray. I think they hit me with the bear spray or some shit. So that's that was my first pepper spray. The second one was on my way to park the next day, and that they just got me while I was walking through the little gauntlet of enemies that a stupid asshole Charlottesville government's created for us.
And what about the actual UVA police? So you said that you were kind of in contact with the state. Does UVA police even have the jurisdiction to issue a warrant? And have you tried to contact them?
Look, I don't know how all this shit works. If they're the police, I presume they have the power to arrest people, you know. So, you know, I have an attorney who's going to look into it on Monday. Is the answer. What the legal fucking structures are is shit I don't know.
Right, I see. And at this point also, so I initially thought you might have deleted your Facebook or that you had blocked me because I saw that that your Facebook was unavailable. So it seems like Facebook, PayPal, all that stuff. And any comment on different websites dropping you? But OkCupid also. Yeah.
I got a quote for you on that. These kikes will stop at nothing.
All right. Well, is there anything else that you'd want to share with our audience about everything that kind of happened there?
Well, you know, look, we went down there for a permitted demonstration. I went down there because I was invited to speak at a demonstration that had a permit. And the ACLU took up our case when the city tried to yank our permit due to criminal threats of violence. And we won in court. We got a federal court order, a goddamn injunction. You know, we literally did everything in our power to keep this thing peaceful and law-abiding, and the city of Charlottesville went out of their way to make sure it wasn't. You know, they put us into a trap because they wanted to, you know, they think we're Nazis or whatever, so they want to see the Nazis get their asses kicked on the streets of Charlottesville. Well, I'm sorry, city of Charlottesville, that we kick your fucking commie friends' asses instead, but you know, that's not a reason to fucking throw me in prison for 20 years.
Right. And actually, I know that you were unable initially to see the Vice documentary because YouTube kicked you off, and you need to be able to be signed in. Did you end up being able to watch it?
Oh yeah. I got somebody ripped it and sent it to me, and I had seen it on HBO already. So.
Oh, I see. How did you think that they gave you a fair shake? Was it a fair assessment? Or
Well, look, I have episode 342 of the Radical Agenda. Anybody who has the intellectual curiosity to find out what the context of all that was is welcome to go listen to the entire 3-hour interview. They had to edit that thing for time. They had 22 minutes, and they had to get a whole bunch of other people involved, right? So it's completely impossible for them. Like they made me look like a monster, and there was a lot of context lost. But like, I'm not even holding that against them because what the hell else were they going to do with 20 minutes, right? But me saying, I think a lot more people are going to die before we're done here today, and stuff like this, and this ominous picture of me at the end. Like, I think it was done like cinematically well. But if you think that shit is news, you're a retard. It was like I can't believe they call that crap news. This entire thing was completely sensationalized. And that's fine, if Vice News want to make me look like a supervillain, that's okay. I'm a shock jock, right? That's what I do for a living is piss off liberals, so fucking have at it. But, the idea that if people are walking away from that thing with the idea in their stupid ass heads that I came to Charlottesville to start a race war or something, and that's just goddamn retarded because I spent the entire 3 hours trying to explain to her that, like, I'm a white nationalist because white people tend to, like, not be in conflict with each other the way fucking blacks and Jews are, right? So if we live peacefully by ourselves and then, hey, we can stop being the problem for everyone else in the world, because it seems to me that white people are blamed for everything in the world, then just let us have our little wicked, evil, patriarchal society over here, and, and your Rainbow Coalition can enjoy your all your strength and diversity on the other side of the border. That's all I'm trying to do. And these people acting like I want to go and get fucking gas the kikes and have a race war, which is bullshit.
Right. So I wanted to also ask about you told me on the night at UVA on Friday night that you were not carrying at UVA, and there was one. I rewatched the fight footage. Right. I captured the whole brawl on video, basically. Not the pepper spray moment because I followed the guy who ran away from police and got arrested, but there was one moment in which someone pulled you away and he said, Cantwell, get out of here. You have a gun on you. Was that person misinformed, or did you in fact concealed carry?
If somebody said I had a gun on me, they were uninformed. Like, they might have thought I did, right? Because I usually do, right? Like, if a lot of people have heard me say, I don't go nowhere I can't carry. You'll hear those words come out of my mouth a lot, right? Somebody might have been under that impression just because they were uninformed, but they would have noticed that I did not, in fact, run away. When I got pepper sprayed, I just sat down right next to the cops, took my shirt off and shit, right? So if I had a gun on UVA campus, when I'm writhing in pain from pepper spray on my sunburn next to the police, they probably would have caught on to that.
Right. Yeah, that makes sense actually, because you were shirtless, and I did not see a concealed or anything.
Yeah. Usually when I carry, when I'm like, if I'm carrying, I'm wearing jeans, I got a Glock 19 and a small on my back. So there's no way that I could have like hid that from the cops with my shirt off. You know what I mean?
Sure. And actually, so lastly, with Vice, they cut your words together, but I want to know whether you agree with the way that whether you think it was sort of an accurate portrayal. They made it appear as if you were essentially defending the driver, and that basically the woman kind of deserved to die. So without me cutting your words at all, right? What was your opinion on the car crash?
Yeah, I don't think that they like deceptively edited the thing. Here's one thing I'll tell you. Like, I was talking to this Fed, all right, and he tells me something that I didn't immediately catch, which has caused me to think about it a little bit more. But I'll get to that. He tells me that the other video shows he goes through like 2 blocks of clear path, right? Like, he did not have to find himself in that mob. Now, if that's true, then you know what? Then maybe I got to think about this a little bit more. But I didn't know that at the time that I was speaking of Vice. Okay, what I do know is that when you're a fucking rioter and you're a communist agitator who's participating in a riot and you're blocking traffic, I'm sorry to tell you, asshole. Like, I fucking want somebody. At one point, I saw somebody put up like a clip reel of people running down protesters who decided to block traffic, like occupiers and Black Lives Matter people, and I thought that shit was hilarious because they have no
Daily Caller. I know exactly.
They have no fucking legal right to do that, And then, so if this guy, when I was looking at in the video, there's a bunch of communist rioters in the street. I see a video of this guy's car getting hit with a ball bat. Now, you can Monday morning quarterback that shit all you want, but if I'm surrounded by fucking maniacs who already assaulted me at the rally and I get hit with a ball bat, I'm not waiting to figure out if these motherfuckers are going to try to break the windows out and kill me. So that guy thought he had to hit the gas was the only way to get out of there. I got a lot of sympathy for that guy.
Right. Okay. Is there anything else that you would want to share before we close out?
The only thing I want to say is that anybody who listens to the sound of my voice, anybody who takes my opinion seriously, I tell you this. Don't fucking do anything. Don't fucking hurt anybody. I don't even think that we should be doing demonstrations right now. We got to de-escalate and get it back together. And I'm not just saying that because I'm hemmed up legally, all right? If I got to go down for a cause, I go down for a cause. But we as a movement are going to get nowhere if we all end up dead in prison before, anything gets taken care of. Let these assholes take their fucking statues down. We'll regroup and we'll beat them later.
All right. Well, thanks, Chris. And so you said that you recorded the whole conversation. I kind of recorded from when we asked, but if you want to send it to me, I'll put up this conversation in full.
You got it, pal. I'll send it to you in a few.
All right. Thank you.
All right, take care, Ford.
Bye.